What's up, friends? This is Manni, and welcome back to War Robots with an obvious thing to test: the new Ophion, the old Ophion robot with the new ward drone that on absorber provides lockdown abilities while flying accumulates more damage, in general gives you more damage, and does a decent amount of damage all by itself. That is like made for the Ophion robot, that drone. Unfortunately though, the Ophion itself is a little old by now, a little outdated, and so it's not gonna be as easy to perform well with it. However, I'm gonna try and play him careful with the arm weapons on top, which of course makes the Ophion very deadly and powerful, right? Even against the most up-to-date robots, you can be so dangerous because you do damage based off of the amount of HP that the enemy has. So this is gonna be real fun. And I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to do my very best and to see how far we can get that Ophion with this weapon here. And the fact that we have that drone providing us with extreme amount of additional damage while providing also lockdown. Although I often find myself not really applying the lockdown. So despite this theoretically being a thing now with this war drone, I can't really say that this happens a lot. You know, how, like, where are we actually going to get the lockdowns applied? That part does not seem to be working all the way for me. And also we just got shield broken and heavily damaged as we flew up, probably by a crisis or a typhon, one of those. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I'm gonna try and find it. And I found here the this guy. And who's that down there? Oh, another one of those dangerous some jocks. We're getting him out of the way, and oh, that was the other guy that hit me while I was flying. The Ravager robot. Thankfully got taken out. By the way, I also read a comment, somebody saying in the last video, Manni, some of your older videos you had more energy. That might be true, different me years ago, but I also wanted to make sure you guys know that sometimes I have a different way of recording, right? There are generally two styles of gameplay recording that I do. Sometimes, like right now, my hands are free, yet magically my robot is moving. That's because I pre-recorded the gameplay, so I already know what's going to happen in this video, and I cut this together as a nice action sequence, the best moments, and I do post-commentary over it. This is typically when I'm, you know, I will be doing less reactions. It will be less energy focused on my commentary part, but I can explain more. I can go into detail more about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, because I have my hand and my head free from playing, right? And then there's the other way of recording content where I do live commentary while I'm playing. So when I kill somebody, I can be super interactive and like enjoying the fact that I got this kill and so on. This is when you feel like there's more energy behind the video because it's recorded while I play and so on, you know? Just to make sure, you know, there's two different ways I record. Sometimes I have somebody with me in the room, perhaps, or sometimes I don't feel like, you know, screaming and doing live commentary when it's in the middle of the night here in a hotel, for instance, right? And in that situation, I will just play the game and record that separately from the commentary and add the commentary in the next following day, for instance, right? But anyways, you see we're having a good time here with the Ophion robot. The arm weapon, now look at that damage we're doing to... Okay, well, he just dashed, so... But you saw what we just done with the Luchador. Holy smokes, those weapons really take apart Titans. These things are absolute anti-Titan weapons, and it's crazy. You do not want any robot with those weapons to fire at you. And although we didn't come out on top, I'm not surprised. It is, after all, an old Ophion robot. But dude, that thing is dangerous still, right? And again, I've said this a bunch of times, I like when new overpowered equipment makes an older robot fun again. Like here, for instance, I knew he was gonna drop his stealth and try to kill me. And so I immediately activated my ability there, right? Blocked all his damage with my absorber shield, reinforced my built-in weapon, and after his phase shift that he even used to stay alive, I on top of that killed the entire Ravager robot with an Ophion. How awesome is that, right? So this is exactly what I'm speaking about, telling you that I love when older, new, overpowered, awful content makes older robots capable to defend themselves and fight in the meta again. Of course, it will be the exact opposite when you put these weapons on the already overpowered robots. Then we're back in problem land, right? But on this Ophion, I don't think anybody out there watching will say, Manni, this is a completely ludicrous, overpowered build. Stop being so cheap, right? I think nobody will say that, because we're running the old Ophion, and, you know, all it takes is one crisis robot to shoot me out of the air in one shot, right? Or the Ravager, or the Typhon. There's so many dangers. So, yeah, that's where I like it. And if I was Pixonic, I would try to focus more on bringing some of the older war robots back, you know? Where, remember when the fights lasted longer? That's also kind of what they're trying to go for right now with the recent rebalance that they introduced, right? They're trying to make battles last longer again. So that, you know, you don't get killed in 0.7 seconds by a Ravager regulator build, for instance, right? All of that should take a little longer. But also a big problem of this is, of course, these battleships, which right now they're not tackling at all. The fact that you can do... Okay, no, wait, they actually do make this blast cannon a little weaker, right? But it's not enough. If we're honest, the damage output coming from space is just too high. You can one-shot robots like a Typhon, Crisis, and Dux robots basically in one battleship attack from space. Should not be the case. Look at the damage! Oh my god, I just did more than 1 million damage to that poor Mauler Titan there, dude. That is nuts. And I seem to be, yeah, I got killed by just exactly what I was talking about, the Beholder Battleship. Might as well be called Beheader Battleship. So let's go and get those, that beacon cap, because that beacon cap provides us with 37% on the beacon, on the next mothership. Also, maybe we can make it in time here. Yes, that together is already 74% of the first mothership filled. Honestly, that part I actually think is okay, you know? Because, yeah, sometimes we have way too many battleships attacks going on, but I think capturing beacons should reward you with quick progress on battleship progression. Because usually, while you're capturing beacons, you're not necessarily doing all the killing at the same time, right? The guy doing the killing will get his battleship filled up much faster than typically the guy that's running for the beacons. So I feel like it's good that beacon progression or beacon capturing really rewards you well, and gives you that battleship charge faster too. And that also means that in the beginning you're gonna try and get those, right? Oh look, there's a Ravager right here, and he's gonna phase shift. No, he's gonna stealth. Okay. Thought he might have phase shift, but he got his stealth in time. I have a battleship ready. What are we gonna use it on? I don't know. Maybe that guy? Let's go. Boom. Kill. You know? That's not very fair, is it? Pop! Without a warning. Bam! Just deleted from space per button press through walls. That should not be happening in War Robots, if you ask me. It's a robot shooter, you know? And by the way, I've just finished recording the video of the Mech Assemble game, or Ensemble? Assemble? How do you even say that? In English. That game, I've played it the last 2 days. I've been playing it because I found it on, I don't know, it was TikTok or Instagram. I was just scrolling through the shorts, and then pop, this game popped up, looked interesting, scrolled further, game popped up again, and I was like, alright, you know, first I just took a screenshot of the game because it looked interesting, but I wasn't in the mood to download it now. And later I saw it again and I was like, alright, you know what, let's do that, let's try it out. And yesterday I've made a video about this game. I do not yet know what you guys think about it, because I say now yesterday, but I've actually just released it minutes after recording this here. So let's see what your feedback is going to be. Really excited to hear. And if you guys want to see more of it, I can certainly entertain you on that as well. Because we all know War Robots, as fun as it can be just as frustrating very often. So having an alternative, I think, is a great idea. So this here, by the way, was the push game mode. A game mode I very rarely play. And honestly, I don't even know how I got here, because I typically just play quick match, and usually I don't think the push game mode is in the map rotation of the quick match. Or at least I almost never ever have it. But look what we just did with that poor Dux. And then there is a Ravager or something over there. I don't know what it is, but I want to kill it. And since it keeps... Oh, it's a Bagliore. Boom, 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 boom. Just look at that damage. 500,000 damage done. That is just insane. Unfortunately, I just gave my position away. Oh, hello. tier robot. Oh man. Oh no, I just jumped back. If I had 2 more seconds, I probably would have been able to kill that tier robot as well. But yeah, oh, by the way, ladies and gents, you do know about my Star Citizen channel, right? I am actually putting a heavy focus on content now on my new Manni Plays channel. Not the... I'm also still... Oh man, really? I also still play Brawl Stars, but not quite as much on the Manni Town channel. But the Manni Plays channel is the one where I play Star Citizen. It's a PC game. It's one of the best games out in the world, in my opinion, even though it has a lot of flaws as well. But it's such a one-of-a-kind game, such a massive, awesome experience for me as a sci-fi fan. Oh, so good. And so if you're interested in that, check out my channel, Manni Plays, okay? Yeah, that would be fun. I'll display it for you here in the top right corner. Alright, there is the Ravager. I want to kill it. Has a lot of HP, which means I can do a lot of extra damage. Look at this. I just did 900,000 damage to the guy. Then we're activating a Battleship hit against the enemy sword unit. There is a Dux robot up there. Also a robot that can be killed really fast if we can just get him in sight. Yeah, now he's hiding from this guy, so I can hit him. Uh-oh, hold on, hold on. A Dux robot is out in the distance. Ah, I couldn't make it. He's just walking backwards, unfortunately. 2 shots, 60k, 80k damage. These weapons do so much damage, man. It's nuts. Alright. Cool. By the way, why is there no Battle Royale game mode in War Robots? I have asked this question many times. A Battle Royale where you start out with, like, nothing. Every robot has similar strength, like basic level 1 or something. And as you move through the map, you can find power-ups, like in Brawl Stars, right? Or like in PUBG. You can find power-ups, get more powerful, be better than your enemy and win against them, and so on. And maybe there's like 3 robots to choose from that are really well balanced amongst each other. Battle Royale, right? I understand that Battle Royale as a game principle is not so monetization friendly. So since the base core of a Battle Royale match is always that you start out with the same power and yet you find your power on the map, there isn't much selling you power in that instance, right? So maybe this is why Pixonic has never been very interested in pursuing the idea of Battle Royale. However, there are a lot of games out there that do that very successfully while still monetizing other game modes, you know, and league gameplay and so on. I wonder if it's worth considering for Pixonic to the idea of Battle Royale in War Robots. Maybe I'm going to dedicate a separate video to that at some point and make some suggestions here. But yeah, would be interesting to hear Pixonic's thoughts on this matter. Alright, we're here on the enemy base. Last few seconds of this video. I managed to squeeze myself into this little tower on the enemy spawn. And now from here I can just annoy them, but I'm getting stuck. Ugh. It's difficult to move forward here. And he's like, where am I getting shot from, you know? And he's firing back at me with his Fenrir, but those weapons are made to kill heavy tanks, right? But yeah, so far that's it. If you haven't yet seen my other video about Mech Assemble, check it out. I think it should be yesterday's video, if I'm planning this correctly. Also, maybe you kind of tell me what you like to see more. The live commentary, where I have like honest reactions that are happening while playing, or this one here. See you around. Manni signing off. Bye bye, my friends.